Hey everybody, this is Orion saying with the Detroit Free Press. I'm here with Shawn, Windsor. We're in Champaign, Illinois. Number 16 Michigan survived Illinois. Illinois scored 25 consecutive points at one point, and Michigan pulls out a 42-25 win. It's kind of a weird game to evaluate. Michigan jumps out to an early 20-point lead.
28-point
Yeah,
lead.
28-point lead, and then Illinois brings it all the way back. And then Michigan still ends up winning by 17 points, which is a sizable margin. Really, the only thing I can think of right now is that third quarter collapse was probably one of the worst quarters of football Michigan has played this season.
I think it probably was the worst quarter of football they played this season.
Yeah.
And even, look, they got the lead, we can say, I think, in the first half because the offensive line was just manhandling Illinois' front, right? And every time the running back got the ball, there was either a wide lane or the offensive linemen were already 3 yards up the field. Mm-hmm. They ran for, 295 yards total over the game. Most of that offense early was just the running game, which looked as good, and the offensive line played really well. On the other hand, Illinois' defense isn't that good.
Yeah.
Having said that, when they stiffened up a little bit, when Illinois started making its run, Shea Patterson, although I thought he saved the season in the fourth quarter later, through the third quarter he struggled. In fact, he struggled a little bit in the second half, or the second quarter too, didn't he, Orion?
He did, yeah. There was a few missed passes towards the end of the first half,
Mm-hmm.
and in the third quarter, there were even more missed passes. He didn't seem like he was making the right reads on some occasions, and he was making some inaccurate passes. But we do have to give him credit for that late touchdown drive. Michigan's only up by 3 points, and they put the ball in his hands, and he made plays.
He did. He ran a couple times on that. He picked up a fourth down conversion. He had a critical third down run that set up another fourth down conversion. Mm-hmm. And he threw a great pass to Peoples-Jones in the corner for the touchdown.
Yeah.
And he looked, I don't know if it was the pressure of that moment or not, but he looked a little bit more decisive. Let's talk about him for a second. To me, he doesn't look comfortable still. I don't remember him looking quite like this last year, throwing at the receiver's feet. How many times was he behind his guys today?
It was notable.
Yeah.
There were a few passes where it was like it wasn't quite on the mark. There was one pass I remember that was completed late. I think he hit Peoples-Jones on this side of the field, but it was like literally a split second from being intercepted, and it might have been a pick six.
Right.
It was just like a really late throw, or just a throw that shouldn't have been made because it was just so close. The margin for error was way too thin, and Michigan was lucky that it wasn't intercepted. It could have been much worse. I don't know. I think that my takeaway from this game is Michigan and Patterson did enough to beat Illinois, but it didn't really answer the questions that we've been trying to answer recently. It's like, do they have enough for better teams? Did they have enough for Penn State, Notre Dame, Ohio State? I don't think so based on today.
Not if they're going to play like this. And the players said that afterwards. They know that. They acknowledge it. They can't make too many mistakes. I think, was it McGrone, the linebackers, Cameron McGrone, that talked about losing trust in each other a little bit on the field defensively.
Yeah, that's what
when Illinois started making the move in the third quarter. And I understand that last week against Iowa, the defense especially was there. But yet, you're right. Is that what we're thinking about? What are we evaluating here? Harbaugh talking about the offense hitting its stride.
Yeah.
I mean, they scored 42 points. He made sure to point that out after the game. But he had a huge advantage in the trenches on the offensive line, and he's not going to have that advantage going forward.
Yeah. We're talking about Illinois here. Like, Michigan was expected to blow Illinois out. They were expected to put 42 points, maybe even more on the board.
Illinois, by the way, who lost here to Eastern Michigan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. They're going to be the worst team in the Big Ten West, the last place team. So Michigan should have won comfortably, and it didn't really do that because of that 25-point spurt from Illinois, which makes this sort of like a... Yeah, like I was saying, it's just a weird game to evaluate.
It is.
It's just a weird game.
And you don't want to say... it's hard to... because they could... Who knows? They could go in Penn State next week. College football is odd like that. But there's just something not quite there yet with this team. And I don't want to lay it all on Patterson. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't think he's been quite the same player he was a year ago with this offensive changes. And I don't know if that's it. I don't know if there's a new coaching staff. But he just looks more reluctant to run, first of all, to me. Mm-hmm. Maybe he's trying to... I don't know the reasoning behind that. The decision making with the RPOs, I know you're talking about that, but the accuracy too a little bit is just because I think he's a talented quarterback, and I think he's better than what he's playing right now.
I think the most concerning thing for Michigan fans has to be that it's week 7, and this team has yet to really put together a complete game. Well, Rutgers, but
right,
it's Rutgers. Right. So you're looking at the season as a whole, and it's just like this isn't just, it can't be counted as an outlier anymore. It seems to be the underlying trend is like Michigan doesn't really put together a full 60-minute performance on either side of the ball. I don't know. I just really can't think that they have enough against Penn State, Notre Dame, Ohio State. I keep coming back to it. It's like I've been waiting to see like what they can do all year long. Like I've been waiting for them to prove themselves. It just hasn't happened yet. The schedule is only going to get tougher, and allowing Illinois to score 25 consecutive points doesn't give me any confidence that they'll be able to turn around against those tougher teams.
No, for sure it's worrisome, but we'll see next week.
Yeah. I will be at Penn State.
I will be there with you.
Yeah, so we'll be back next week. Thanks for following along. For Shawn, this is Orion. Thanks.